Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Valpo Athletics Weekly. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined via Zoom by the head coach of the Valpo women's tennis program, Bob Modesto, as we talk tennis. And whenever we talk tennis, Bob, a good place to start is the Sherwanka sisters. And I want to ask you about your assistant coach, Claire Sherwanka. What's it been like to have coached her throughout your time here? What do you remember about her from when you first came in as a coach and getting to know her originally? And what's it been like to transition into her being a part of your coaching staff this season?
Yeah, it's always great when you have a player who is in the program and then they transition into coaching. They know the ins and outs, they know the culture, so that certainly bodes well from the team. And Claire knows the players on the other teams, so she's really great with dissecting, who we're playing, and her scouting reports are on point. So it's really worked out well. Been a great asset. And the other one is she was always a fighter as a player, and she certainly is a fighter as a coach.
How about Olivia Sherwanka, fifth year senior in your program? She's going to remain around the program after this year, but it's her final year of competition playing. What are the emotions like with someone that you've kind of seen grow throughout her time in the program, coming down her final stretch? And what are your thoughts as you kind of put into context the playing career of Olivia Sherwanka?
Yeah, Olivia epitomizes Valpo tennis. She comes in as a freshman and just continues to get better. That Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year award that she received was just enormous. And it was one of those things where you look at our program history and it's a highlight. It's one of those days where you just feel good and great about all of the accomplishments. In addition, that same year, getting Valpo Athlete of the Year. Those were just two highlights in a year that were phenomenal. So we're looking for great things for her in this transition to coaching. We're certainly not overlooking these last couple of weeks, and she's on a win streak right now. She's winning, and you can get used to winning, and you sometimes get used to losing. Gets used to winning.
Let's talk about another player who's already done some winning in her career for you as only an underclassman still, and that's Moira Silva. For her to come in and already have a Missouri Valley Conference individual title under her belt and to earn your number one singles position as an underclassman. What stands out to you about Moira on the tennis courts?
There aren't too many athletes that coaches would say they absolutely work too hard. And that is one of the things that come to mind whenever you think of Moira Silva. You really have to pull the reins in on Moira and say, wait, you're doing too much. And that's a coach's dream. Whenever you have an athlete on your team that overworks, and that's the definition of Moira. She is going to continue to win and beat some people that she's not expected to beat. But we also say that the motto for Moira is she's going to make you bleed. She's going to make you hurt. When you come and play Moira Silva, you better be ready to feel some pain.
Lillian Kelly has stepped into the singles lineup lately. She went from a point where she wasn't playing to a point where she's getting that opportunity, and she's done it so successfully with some wins here of late. What stood out to you about the way Lillian has stepped up for you?
Again, Lillian brings the work ethic, but she also brings the fight. She brings the attitude. Oftentimes during her match, you'll go up to Lillian during a coaching point, and she'll say, "I got this. I'm going to win this," and that's the attitude that you want. She brings it. I mean, she has it. She's got that it factor, and so that's what you're always looking for in the players that you coach. And she's got it. She's 3-0 in that sixth position, and so you gotta she's got to take a lot of pride in that.
As you start to look ahead down this final stretch of the season, you have 3 home matches remaining, 5 total matches left in the regular season. What do you have to do to be successful? What do you have to do as a team to be successful over this final stretch?
The one thing that this team brings in every match is their fight. If you take a look at somebody like Elizabeth Sobieski, she brings more than just great tennis to the table. She really is a great teammate, always cheering on her other teammates. And just a great enthusiastic player who cheers for her team, cheers for her teammates. She makes you want to just perform and work hard. So we are looking for great things down the stretch from Elizabeth. Sydney Stone has been a workhorse for her and has been fighting and has been a player who's come through in some of those big matches and won those big points. So we're looking for big things from her as well. And then, of course, you have Mia Bertino in the middle of the lineup in that 3 spot, which is a very important point for us. If we feel like if we can win there, we can really pull out some big matches. So we're looking for some good things down the stretch. We're hoping to get 2 wins this weekend, and then just continue to roll from there.
There he is, the head coach of the Valpo tennis program, Bob Modesto. Always a pleasure, an exciting time of year as things come down the final stretch, and hopefully the weather starts to cooperate for some outdoor tennis as we go
Yes.
forward here as well. Well, we'll talk to you again next time on Valpo Athletics Weekly, which is presented by our friends at Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.